We got some sad news this week. Both the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. For the Houston Texans, longtime president Jamie Rhodes, who's been the president for 2 decades, has passed away at the age of 56. He was still with the team until 2021 when he retired. And for the Chiefs, quarterback Len Dawson has passed away at the age of 87. The Chiefs did a great memorial during their preseason game as they did what is called the choir huddle, where everyone is lined up. Instead of being in a circle, they're lined up like they're in a choir, and the quarterback is leaned over like he is the one showing them exactly how high or how low with the voices they should be going. These two people were a big part of the NFL, and they will surely be missed. On some lighter news now, Jesse Bates, the Cincinnati Bengals safety, has returned to the facility and signed his franchise tag. Bates was a key part of the Cincinnati Bengals being in the playoffs and being in the Super Bowl. Losing him because he wasn't going to sign his franchise tag would have been very disappointing, because we quite possibly could have had another Le'Veon Bell situation where he just didn't play throughout the whole year. And I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals ever want that to happen. The Washington Commanders placed pass rusher Chase Young on the PUP list, or the physically unable to perform list, as he will miss 4 games. Now, their option is they want Young to be as 100% as possible. He, in fact, did injure his ACL last year, did not play a whole lot prior to it anyway, but is a big part of their defensive line in Washington. Some more Commanders news, as the Commanders have announced they are going to retire Sonny Jurgensen's number 9 in Week 18 versus the Cowboys. Jurgensen played through the 60s and 70s. His best year was when Vince Lombardi was the coach of the Washington team in 70-71. Jurgensen was famous for throwing the ball behind his back. That was what he did. He would throw the ball behind him, and he could do it. It had such great accuracy. But a key thing, and I hope you guys would watch it. If you listen to some stuff about Vince Lombardi, Jurgensen said he was the one coach that did not ask me about my weight. Everyone else would say I needed to lose weight. He wouldn't. And one day I walked into his office and I asked him, "You didn't ask about my weight. Why was that?" And he said, "If you can get through my practices, that will tell you." And he was able to. But now no one will wear the number 9 with the Washington Commanders after they retire Sonny Jurgensen's number in Week 18 versus the Cowboys. J.C. Tretter, longtime center for the Cleveland Browns, has retired after 8 seasons. He played a long time, very consistent, head of the NFLPA for players. That was probably the reason why he wasn't picked up, but he has retired after 8 seasons. For the Cowboys, this was the worst nightmare that could happen to them, as stalwart left tackle Tyron Smith got injured. In fact, his injury will hold him out for quote-unquote months on end, or multiple months, as he tore his hamstring in a practice where at first he was grabbing his knee but walked off with no limp and left the facility with no boot. So we all thought he should be okay. Something just happened and he's alright. He ended up tearing his hamstring and could be out to at least December. Tyron Smith, age 31, has been in the league a long time. A lot of people say he's a Hall of Famer. And Tyron Smith, when he tore his hamstring, he tore it in a very interesting spot. He didn't tear it where you normally could tear your hamstring, which is more of your thigh. He tore it in the back of his knee where the ligament just starts. He had surgery this past week and he should be okay, but a big loss if you're the Cowboys, especially on the offensive line. Now, what does that mean for the offensive line for the Cowboys? Because you look at it, you're like, they don't have anyone that could be left tackle. Well, right now, when I say this, it's not put in place, it's not set in stone, but it's penciled in that Tyler Smith may be the left tackle starting week 1, which is a big thing if you face Shaquille Barrett in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think that is set in stone. I still think the Cowboys should go get somebody, and maybe even 2 people, because they don't have a swing tackle. But if you look on this roster, there's no other options. Josh Ball looks, a lot of the time he looks confused when he's out on the field. He does not play well. Matt Waletzko is a 5th round pick, and he got hurt, so he's not 100%. Tristan Hill is not a good left tackle. It's just not, he's better at right tackle than he is at left. So the only other person on this roster that could play tackle, and Zach Martin doesn't want to move to left tackle because he's a Hall of Famer at guard. Why move to tackle? Why increase myself if I get hurt? And so Tyler Smith is the only one who has actual experience at the tackle position, as he played at Tulsa. But I could still see the Cowboys go for a veteran or possibly 2 veteran bodies that could play the tackle position, like an Eric Fisher who's still out there, a Jason Peters who still wants to play football even though he's 40 years old. But right now, the Cowboys don't know who their left tackle is going to be week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.